Hey guys, Lucas Green here from the Adamverent Archives, and it's time to do the next ranking of these Scooby-Doo What's New Scooby-Doo Series 1 rankings. This is for the monsters now, so let's get through it. We've got 14 monsters to rank, so let's go in the order I see fit. At number 14, to no one's surprise, is Demons of the Jungle. Pretty weak monster design, it's just the animals painted in yellow and hypnotized with a weird sound that makes them violent. Not much to them really. Number 13 is the creepy toys that come alive. It's a bit more intimidating than the jungle animals because like sentient toys is pretty much more intimidating and scary, I would say, between those two. Next up is number 12, the alien. Again, big imposing threat, growing height, creepy snarls, an attack that wounds its victim and causes an alien rash. So it's got more going for it, I would say, until it gets to a certain point, of course. But yeah, it's pretty good. Number 11 is the Leland brothers. Very good dynamic duo of zombies rolling around, causing a bit of trouble. Standard issue, but they are more memorable than the aliens, so that's why they're one step higher. Number 10 is the Mystery Machine. I think its personal connection to the gang as a threat makes it a bit more, raises the stakes a bit higher. So that's why I put it there, as is. But yeah. Number 9, we have Motu Shandu. I think it's more intimidating design. With it references Sephiroth from Beast Quest with that head sculpted a bit. And in fact, it's got like going around and smashing up boats to bits. It shows that it is a powerhouse and it can be. So I think it does prove to be pretty much a threat when it can. But yeah, hopefully that one proved out well. Next up is, of course, the Headless Snowman. Yeah, that was a good one. Where you had a snowman of all things instead of an actual headless horseman, because it's like ripped off of it's like based on the story of the Sleepy Hollow, which is where their village is at Willow Hollow, wasn't it? But yeah, that's where it was. And it was a pretty engaging story where you had like this monster roaming around, smashing up houses for the fun of it, and it had a pretty creepy smile, so it's got a bit going for it in its intimidating factor, and I think its backstory also helps play into a factor on how creepy it is. Number 7 is Gladiator, the zombie gladiators it's called, one of the two names. It does have an intimidating design, referencing to Grashcore from my series Dark Lord, so it's got that intimidating presence that goes around prowling through. But apart from that, that's as much as I'm going to praise it, really. I would say it's a bit above the Headless Snowman due to intelligence, but apart from that, not much to say more. Moving on to number 6, the Ice Creature. Again, I call it the Ice Creature instead of the Snow Creature because it's more made of ice from the footage we've shown in the episode. But overall, it's a pretty good one where it's able to use, like, it plows through snow pretty easily and causes a lot of destruction. And it does show itself to be a pretty powerful, destructive house in its own right. So, based on how destructive it is, and it's got its own theme song with like a Jaws type of theme going on, I think it proves to be quite a powerful threat. Next up, we have the Faceless Phantom. This one is up this high for its intimidation factor and its creepy voice. Very imposing, very creepy looking. So I can see why the community put it so high on its own right for the monster. Next up, we have number 4, and that is the Baseball Spectre. Very creepy, even creepier than the Phantom. With its, Adam expected me to like this based on something else that I don't really get. I think it was called The Laugh, but I was more intrigued of it can shoot fireballs that are flaming baseballs, and its creepy smile. That's what got me intrigued with this creature. Moving on now to number 4 is the Number 4. Number 3 is the Ghost of Rufus Rockus. This creature is up this high because of how powerful it is, how it's hard to stop. Putting it up because compared to the other monsters, they're not really able to stop this creature if it was in a fight to the death. But I think it's a pretty good powerhouse. And the only problem with this monster is, like I've said in prior, since the magician who is actually supposed to be the ghost of this character is actually alive, it kind of ruins the vibe of this monster in a way. But moving on to number 2, and it's hard for me to say this, but Roller Ghoster. Yes, that means obviously Gigantosaurus is going to be the top one. But Roller Ghost, of course, it's a perfect Scooby-Doo episode. As a monster, it is great. going around destroying rides and harming kids. Well, not harming kids at all, but basically putting kids' fears in the minds. That will give you nightmare fuel more than the motion sickness of a ride. So that's double entendre there. Overall, it's a great, powerful threat, and it has some good moments. When it first shows up on like the sky ride, it like leaps down on the. I should mention real quick. Even the roller coaster has an intro theme song where it jumps down and goes da-da-da-da, and it scares off and it scratches. It does have some good moments at times, so it's pretty cool. And of course, number one is of course the Gigantosaurus, and this is of course nothing more than nostalgia factor there. I do like the design. Adam doesn't really like the color palette. It's okay for a dinosaur because dinosaurs are meant to blend in with their camouflage, so it makes sense to have a murky green in my opinion. And of course, it just goes around, and the fact that they use the stock effects from Jurassic Park with its roars and stuff, I do appreciate that. So, nostalgia reasons, this is the highest, but if I had to say, if we're not going full nostalgia, it would be Roller Coaster again. But yeah, thank you for watching, and that is the ranking of the Series 1 Scooby-Doo Monsters. Next up, I will be doing... not that list. Culprits is up next, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.